Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sabrina, and before we start I want to give this little disclaimer that I started giving maybe 4 or 5 videos ago. I've been making shorts stating that I'm talking about my 45 plus years of living with and being married to a narcissist, and all the things that I have learned and that I have become aware and have finally become awake. And I am what's called the awakened empath. And I do feel like it is one of my biggest missions to talk about this, so you recognize red flags and whatever feelings you're going through mentally or physically in living with a narcissist. It's important for the empath to become aware. An empath is very sensitive, but they are also generally trained to be people pleasers. Come here, up. People pleasers and do-gooders, because if they've been around anyone at all who's narcissistic, and they usually are, it's God's plan for us to really be around narcissists and suffer until we finally become awake. The problem is a lot of empaths really do not become aware and strong, or awake, whichever you want to call it, and go off and live normal lives. They are traumatized for a long time, and unless they get the proper advice, they a lot of times end up taking their life, because all of their hope has been destroyed by the negativity of the narcissist. So this is a spiritual channel. It is for 18 plus, and anything I say regarding finances, legal matters, psychology, you need to use your own discernment, and you may need to follow up with a professional in that area. I am none of those things. I am a shamanic counselor. My shamanic initiation, I believe, was narcissism. I fell into a black hole, which I know now is a spiritual illness, along with depression and other things. Everything is energy, everything is frequency. So with that being said, today is July 1st. I can't believe it. I don't know where the time went. I finally got the biggest, most important item out of storage yesterday, my dining room table, and this place is jam-packed. So I'll be going through that for the next 3 months or so. And I was just even too tired to go out and do DoorDash last night, and Jade's jealous. Okay, there she is. I don't have a beautiful background today. Sorry. I want to talk today about image, okay? The image that a lot of narcissists want to project. Now, not all of them do. Some of them are just aggressive and hostile. Those might be the pathological narcissist. I don't know. My experience is growing up with a mother who was a covert narcissist, and then I married a covert narcissist man. These people generally are very concerned with their image. Even if they don't have the best hygiene in the world, they still like to dress nice, look nice, and project themselves to be normal, and upstanding members of society. Now, image can be as simple as just dressing the way their family and friends do. They're going to conform to whatever it is that's around them and the people that are helping them, providing for them, enabling them. And a lot of times this is family, and these are not really friends. They find people who are weak, okay? They are enablers, and they continue to enable until that bridge has been burnt. In the case of my mother, She never wanted to do anything to draw attention to her from the authorities or from anyone who would perceive her to be anything other than what she wanted them to perceive her as. And in doing so, they can reveal themselves when they start a smear campaign. If someone is wise enough to realize, why is this mother talking crap about her daughter? Real crap about her daughter. At one point I cut her off, and she claimed that I was in an insane asylum, suffering from depression. In fact, I knew for a fact, my mother had told me she had been put into the C ward at one time, many, many years ago, for depression because nobody knew what else to do with people like that. Put him on medication, put him on the C ward, that's called the crazy ward. She revealed herself by confessing to this person I didn't know. I hardly knew her at all. They use strangers who don't know you, and they feed them full of lies. And they come and they say to you, hey, your mom said that you've been in an insane asylum for the past 2 weeks. Where's the insane asylum? There wasn't even such a thing as an insane asylum when I was in my 20s. This is one of the most cruel things my mother ever did. It was insane. And it hit me hard. I had wounds. She was punishing me. Cat hair. Ugh. She was punishing me for cutting her off. This is why it doesn't really work, guys. And if you don't have enough friends and family around you, and people that they are talking crap to don't know you. I said to her, what are you talking about? There is no such thing. I said, I've been living my life, and you know that. We live in the same apartment complex that I was living in at the time. I'm not depressed. I said, my mother's the one who's depressed. She's the one who's been in the C ward, not me. But unfortunately, they just hit the right people who will just believe the negativity. And as humans, we tend to gravitate towards it. We think it's something that will keep us safe if we just believe in negativity, right? Stay away from this. It's negative. And that's their goal. This person was a minion and a flying monkey. All right. And they do it with strangers a lot of the time because they don't really know the truth. And again, this is trying to get somebody to fight their battles for them, to try to preserve their image, which would have been perfectly fine if she hadn't just opened up her mouth, and said that horrible stuff. Now, with my narcissist ex, he also liked to dress nice and look nice. He never, ever talked bad about me to anyone. He was very quiet, very shy, didn't want any, attention ever really put on him. Sorry, it's getting really windy over here. But this is really a smokescreen, okay? They try very, very hard to look as normal and as upstanding as they possibly can. They will even go as far as dyeing their hair to look similar or to look like their friend or their family members who are enabling them. I've seen it. And I've, from time to time, been given dreams about people I'm going to encounter in the future. And one of the dreams I had, I entitled it The Master of Disguise. And I didn't know why. I didn't know what that was about. At the time, my husband said, let's go to the movies. I want to go watch this movie with Dana Carvey, right? The Master of Disguise. And I thought, oh, maybe this has to do with my dream. Now, in the movie, Dana Carvey was a spy, and he was always changing his appearance. But this is what the narcissist does. It's sort of like relational selves. We put on our clothes, our hats, whatever it is we need to do to be relatable to others, or whatever it is that we have to do where we need to do it. We put on our uniform to go to work, God, excuse me, so that we can be relatable. Hi, how are you? You recognize me. I have a badge. We wear the same kind of suit. I'm an office worker with you. We feel we can relate to one another. This is sort of like what relational selves is. It's also when you come home and put on your bumming around the house clothes. These are our relational selves. But the narcissist will adopt an identity for you to feel comfortable around them. I can relate to you. You look like me. Literally. Same color hair. If they grow a beard, the narcissist can grow a beard and even dye it to be the same hair color. I've seen it. I've actually experienced this. This is what the dream was telling me was going to be coming up. I've been making shorts about narcissists and money. I have a longer video on that if you've seen it. On a couple of other shorts that are getting a really nice high amount of views. And then I'm sending them to the longer videos where I tell the stories to give more supporting evidence. And again, I'm only talking from my experience in living with covert narcissists. My husband never had a smear campaign or sent flying monkeys, but he definitely did attack my friend when we came back from a belly dancing class, and he chewed her out for taking me away from my duties. So, but as far as image, yes, you know, he was very much concerned with doing things that would never draw any attention to him. He just wanted to be and act like all of the other people that were within, you know, our social circle. But sometimes they can be flamboyant, you know, and wear fancy clothes and drive a fancy car. This is a smoke screen. Either way, it's a smoke screen, either to keep attention on them or to keep attention off of them, just to fit in with the crowd. Now, in the case of my mother, you know, if they're asking, where's your daughter? I haven't seen you with your daughter. They create this smear campaign as a way of saying, you know, don't look there, look here, look here. It's a distraction, like the Wizard of Oz. Oh, pay no attention to that. Let me tell you what's really going on. She's sick. She's decided to cut herself off from me, but she's been very depressed, and she's in the hospital. On the crazy ward. You know, she's lost her mind. So this is an attempt to distract from the fact that what they're doing is actually, they're the ones that's committing the offense. It's a distraction. And they send out flying monkeys to attack you because they feel rejected, their image is being tarnished. You know, why is your daughter not talking to you? Why is your daughter not with you for the past 2 weeks? But in doing so, there are people that realize they look like a fool. And those who get involved are weak-minded, guys. And you have to realize that they are definitely not your friend. They're not coming to you to ask you what's going on, how are you feeling. You know, I don't know what's going on with you and your mother. It's none of my business. I shouldn't get involved in it. But, you know, did you know that your mother is saying this and this and that? They don't remain neutral. They get all caught up in this. And this has happened several times in my life where my mother has done this to me. Along with other things I've talked about in my videos, okay? When a narcissist gets physical. So, yeah, when they feel for some reason their image is being revealed, whatever it is, if they're hiding from some criminal activities that they're doing, right? Whether they're buying and selling marijuana, and it's just so prevalent that it's not really something that the police necessarily even want to get involved with, and until they do, okay, then you're arrested and you go to jail. But You know, it could be something else. It could be some inappropriate sexual activities, and they're trying to just make it look like they're an upstanding citizen. It's nothing more than a distraction. Don't look here, look there. Look at how I am. Look at how I dress. Look at what I drive. Look at where I work. Look at all the charities I'm involved in, and so forth. I've never been anything but a kind, helpful person. And the people that they've used as flying monkeys were total strangers. They come and they go. They don't stay involved with those people. They don't get involved with those people in any real way as far as becoming a helpful friend. They just use them for the moment to be an enabler and go attack you. So be prepared, okay? These things can happen whether you are in a relationship, you know, you've got a parent who's doing this to you, you've got a partner who's doing this to you, when you start to question them or put up boundaries, and they feel the need to protect themselves first, they're going to start a smear campaign against you. You can't fire me, I quit. You know that she's doing such and such and claiming I'm so... Just be prepared, because she's starting to talk crap about me. And this is what children do, okay? These are playground games. These are what children do when they try to protect the fact that they've taken the cookie out of the jar. You know, if anybody says that there's less cookies in the jar, it wasn't me. That's a confession. So these things are to distract from what the real truth is. What they say is generally the opposite. What they're doing is a confession about what's going on with them or what has gone on with them in the past, and they're revealing a secret. And it's starting to become more mainstream, I think. We're becoming more and more aware. There's more videos about these types of behaviors, what narcissism is. Now, it is a spiritual illness, I've come to believe without a doubt. It is emotional and energetic. Everything is energy. It's partially psychological. You know, there can be a diagnosis for it. But generally, these things happen when a person is a child. I suppose it can happen, I've been told, maybe when they're a teenager and something terrible happens, and then they become very cold-hearted. And what happens is they actually have negative entities that come in and attach to them because they've cut themselves off from their humanity. They don't want to feel anymore. They don't want to be hurt. They don't want to cry. We can't grow if we don't experience pain. Pain is a stepping stone to becoming wiser and more aware, and finding out what it is that's really been hurting us and analyze it and work through it. I recently met someone here who's had several relationships with narcissists, and she mentioned to me yesterday, she and her boyfriend were helping me with a dining room table. She knew someone that was with a guy who actually fell and had a head trauma, and then became, she said, a narcissist, acting like a narcissist. Very hostile, very violent. To me, this is pathological. To me, this is just a brain injury. This is not what narcissism really is, as far as a child who's had a childhood trauma and has become emotionally detached from their humanity. A brain injury is a brain injury, and that can cause behaviors that can make someone act pathological, you know, or sociopathic. But narcissists are very sneaky. They're generally very tricky. They don't really want to reveal themselves. They're not generally going to go around overtly being hostile all the time to strangers. This is separate from creating a smear campaign when they imagine that they have been rejected or, you know, hurt. So, okay, Diamond, now Diamond's jealous. This is all I wanted to say for today. I've got a lot of personal things that I'm working on. You know, I've got a lot of administrative things that I have to get in order. I'm hoping now that I'm reducing my expenses, I can actually get back to putting some of my bills on auto pay. And, you know, this is sort of elevating yourself when you realize that poor people are consumed with their bills every week. People that have more money, their accountants are dealing with it, or they've got things on auto pay. And when I've done that in the past, boy, it freed me up to actually work on my YouTube channel or my ebook or my online course. I do have an online course on Thinkific. I do need to talk about that more. Donations for this channel are not expected or required, but I would greatly appreciate it. I'm giving a lot of valuable information. This is a big part of my mission. I've had the PayPal me for 6 years now. I've been on YouTube for 6 years. And any amount that you can give, at least $5 or more, helps to make me feel like what I'm doing is really worthwhile. I do appreciate your comments, your feedback, and your, you know, thank yous and all of that. It helps me know that people are watching, they're benefiting, they're feeling supported. It's important that the empath feels supported. Please like, share the video, and subscribe. Take care, be safe, love yourself. Have a wonderful day.